Welcome back to On This Day in History. I hope you're all keeping well, and yes, we found time to look into some of the situations that happened in and around on this day. So as ever, let's get going, because if you like this particular TV series as I did way back in the 80s, it was one of those things, wasn't it, when you think about the 80s television? They all had a great dramatic theme tune, big stylish opening, you know, and then the big block letters of the star, the name of the show, and you thought, wow, this is going to be exciting for the next hour. We're talking about a man who was, well, not really equal to anybody. Back on this day, 1978, were you truly scared by this particular movie? We're talking, of course, Halloween, which starred the brilliant and beautiful Jamie Lee Curtis. I remember this film, not because we were allowed to see it, I was way too young, but I remember seeing the posters, and apparently it was absolutely terrifying, up there with Psycho, that sort of thing. Her co-star, of course, was none other than the very brilliant, in fact, actor Donald Pleasance. But I want to know, did you see Halloween at the cinema? And more importantly, were you frightened? Now, on this day in 1580, if you were around, just cast your mind back to your history lesson. That's right, I'm jesting. But Sir Francis Drake returned back to Plymouth Harbour in England after a year around the world, bringing back so many delights. Our Queen of the time really thought he'd done an amazing thing, hence the reason he became Sir Francis Drake. He brought back many delights that we'd never seen before. And of course, really, we take them as staples of today. But you know, when you talk about people making history, really, Sir Francis Drake did make history, but can you imagine in this modern woke world whether it'd be cancelled? Today we have to say a very big happy birthday to two major stars. I think one of the great actors of movies, you know, he's one of those guys that has kept going through so many decades. For my generation, I guess, really, we know him as the co-star opposite the beautiful Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction. He's the son of a Hollywood legend, Kirk Douglas. We're talking, of course, Michael Douglas. Now, another super blonde that really sizzled up our screens way back in the 1980s as Sammy Jo in Dynasty or Dynasty, it's Heather Locklear. She went on to another huge Aaron Spelling success in Melrose Place. So wish them both a very happy birthday today. Now, on this day, did you sit down in 1968 to see the very first broadcast on American television for a big TV show that changed really the documentary, the way that we interview people today? We are talking, yes, Mike Wallace and 60 Minutes. It really did change the broadcasting landscape and really change the direction of the way that people now are interviewed. It's a lot more sort of full on, a lot more inquisitive. But Mike Wallace truly did do it better. Now, way back in 1960, the gloves were off, simply because it was the very first time on national television in the United States that they had a political debate televised. Can you remember who it was? John F. Kennedy and, of course, Nixon. Now, who did really come out the best? Well, obviously one might say it must have been JFK. He became the President of the United States. But isn't it odd with people like that their names still live on for generations, while others we've simply forgotten? But that did happen on this day in 1960. Now, of course, Edward Woodward played the Equalizer. That's right, that big hit TV series started on this day. But did you know that the theme tune was also supplied by the brilliant Stuart Copeland of the hit rock band The Police? I didn't know that. I was just looking that up. That's why the theme tune has remained in my head all of these years. Now, over here in the United Kingdom, Edward Woodward was also known for playing another big hit sort of series in the Detective Callan. And then he went on to great success, not just as a singer, but as an actor on stage and in film. But I think worldwide it would be the Equalizer that really has no equal for his acting career. But as ever, what else happened on this TV shows that I still enjoy today? And episodes are free on YouTube as well, so do check this out. Now, do you remember a TV series about two guys set in a western? Well, they're kind of good, if you like. It was a TV series loosely based on really Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, you know, the big hit film. Now, what's interesting here is it took off like a rocket when it first premiered on this day, 1971. We're talking, of course, about Alias, Smith and Jones, which starred Pete Jewell and Ben Murphy. It was this happy-go-lucky Western series that really was bad guys, good guys, but in the end, everybody came out of it well. The thing about the series really what took off, and it only really ran for 3 series in total, was the fact that people liked the look of Pete Jewell and Ben Murphy. Not only did they sell lots of calendars in those years, but also annuals too, and you could even buy hats and jeans designed by them. You see, marketing is nothing new, is it? The series, as I say, sadly finished after 3 episodes due to a tragedy, but more importantly, they live on, and I think they're still enjoyed by thousands of people to this day. More recently, the series was recommissioned and re-edited and put back out in a new deluxe version of Blu-ray. I know, I don't know what Blu-ray really is either, but it looks like some sort of updated digital, better looking screen, you know what I'm saying? And I know you look at me like, don't you know? Not really, no. I think I know what Blu-ray is, but you know, there's DVD plus, streaming, digital, you know what I'm saying. But if you get a chance and you want to have a bit of fun and relax in the joyous Western style era of Alias, Smith & Jones, as I say, check out this series. I think it really will cheer you up. But it's hard to imagine that it truly did premiere on this day in 1971, all those years ago. Where have they gone? As ever, we hope to be back soon with more on this day in history. Keep safe, keep watching, and as ever, thank you for watching. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.